Right now, you are sitting down. Your body feels completely relaxed. Back rests against a padded support, while your legs form a perfect 90-degree angle to the floor. It feels like safety. But what if this exact posture is quietly reprogramming your brain? You probably spend more than half of your waking hours in this precise position. You sit while you eat your breakfast. You sit during your long commute to work. You sit for hours in front of a glowing computer screen. And then you return home to sit on a plush couch until it is time for bed. This seems entirely normal, because everyone around you is doing the identical thing. The modern world is explicitly designed to keep you off your feet. Have you ever wondered what this structural confinement is doing to your mind? For 99% of human history, chairs simply did not exist. Your ancestors walked, ran, climbed, and crawled across vast landscapes for miles every single day. When they needed to rest, they did not look for a padded platform with a backrest. They dropped into a deep squat, knelt on the raw earth, or lay down flat on the hard ground. Their bodies remained active even when they were resting, because maintaining these natural postures requires constant muscular engagement. Your biological blueprint was forged in a world of perpetual motion. Why did we abandon this ancient design? The chair is a surprisingly recent human invention. For thousands of years, elevated seating was reserved exclusively for kings, emperors, and high priests as a symbol of absolute power. The average person lived their entire life without ever placing their weight onto a four-legged seat. To sit above the ground was to rule over others who stood or squatted on the dirt. It was a visual manifestation of hierarchy and dominance. When did this elite status symbol transform into a universal trap? The Industrial Revolution changed everything. Factory owners realized that workers could perform repetitive tasks for longer hours if they were strapped to a stool. Schools adopted rigid rows of desks to train children for a lifetime of structured, stationary labor. Seating became standardized, democratized, and weaponized against our natural biology. Within a few generations, humanity underwent the most radical behavioral shift in its evolutionary history. We transitioned from an active, roaming species into a sedentary, chair-bound society. What are the hidden costs of this massive behavioral experiment? Your brain is incredibly sensitive to the physical state of your body. When you sit down, a cascade of physiological shutdowns begins almost immediately. The large muscles in your legs and glutes completely go silent, ceasing their electrical activity. The enzymes responsible for breaking down fats in your bloodstream plummet by 90%. Your metabolic rate drops to a fraction of what it is when you are moving. How can a brain thrive when the body supporting it has effectively gone to sleep? Dr. James Levine, a leading researcher at the Mayo Clinic, famously coined the phrase that sitting is the new smoking. His extensive studies revealed that prolonged sitting drastically increases the risk of chronic diseases, regardless of how much you exercise at the gym. A single hour of vigorous working out cannot counteract the damage done by 8 hours of continuous sitting. Your body interprets the chair as a signal to hibernate. When your muscles stop contracting, they stop pumping vital chemicals throughout your system. What does this lack of chemical signaling mean for your cognitive performance? Your brain requires an immense amount of energy to function properly. It consumes roughly 20% of your body's oxygen and glucose, despite making up only 2% of your total weight. To maintain this high metabolic demand, your brain relies on a constant, robust supply of fresh blood. When you stand or walk, your heart pumps efficiently, and your leg muscles act as a secondary pump to push blood back up against gravity. What happens to this delicate supply chain when you sink into a chair? Dr. Shane O'Mara, a renowned neuroscientist at Trinity College Dublin, has deeply investigated how sedentary behavior alters the physical architecture of the brain. His research demonstrates that sitting significantly reduces the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to your cerebral cortex. Without the mechanical stimulation of movement, the blood vessels in your brain actually begin to constrict. Your brain is starved of the very fuel it needs to think clearly. Have you ever noticed how your focus drifts after sitting at a desk for a few hours? The damage goes far deeper than temporary brain fog. Prolonged sitting directly attacks the center of your memory and learning. A groundbreaking study conducted by Dr. Prabha Siddharth at UCLA utilized high-resolution brain scans to examine the brains of middle-aged and older adults. The researchers discovered a direct, alarming correlation between the number of hours spent sitting and the thinning of the medial temporal lobe. This specific region of the brain contains the hippocampus, the structure responsible for forming new memories and navigating the world. Why is the chair actively eroding your memory center? The thinning of the medial temporal lobe is a known precursor to cognitive decline and dementia. The UCLA study revealed that this structural degradation occurs even in individuals who are highly physically active outside of their sitting hours. This means that a daily run cannot save your hippocampus if you spend the rest of your day locked in a chair. The chair is a slow, silent thief of your neural density. When you sit, not just resting your legs, you are actively shrinking your brain. How did an object meant for comfort become so destructive to our intelligence? To understand this tragedy, we must look at the evolutionary relationship between movement and mind. Your brain did not evolve to solve abstract mathematics, write complex software, or analyze financial spreadsheets. It evolved to navigate highly complex, unpredictable three-dimensional environments in search of food and survival. Movement is the evolutionary driver of human intelligence. Your brain grows when you move, and it atrophies when you stop. What happens when we completely remove movement from the equation? When you walk, your brain releases a powerful protein called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF. Scientists often refer to BDNF as a Miracle-Gro for the brain because it stimulates the birth of new neurons and strengthens existing connections. It protects your brain against aging and enhances your ability to learn new skills rapidly. But here is the catch. Your body only produces significant amounts of BDNF when your muscles are engaged in weight-bearing movement. The chair is an absolute dead zone for this vital neural fertilizer. Are we volunteering for cognitive stagnation? The sitting trap also alters your emotional landscape. Your posture directly communicates with your nervous system, dictating how you feel. When you slouch in a chair, your chest collapses, your shoulders round forward, and your neck protrudes. This slouched position mimics the universal posture of defeat, chronic stress, and depression. Your brain monitors this physical shape and responds by releasing higher levels of cortisol, the primary stress hormone. You feel anxious and overwhelmed, not just because of your workload, but because of the physical shape you are holding. Can you truly change your mind without changing your posture? Modern chairs also disrupt the complex web of nerves connecting your gut to your head. When you sit at a 90-degree angle, you compress your abdominal organs and slow down your digestive tract. This compression alters your gut microbiome, which produces over 90% of your body's serotonin, the chemical responsible for regulating mood and happiness. A sluggish gut leads directly to a sluggish, unhappy mind. The chair traps you in a vicious cycle of physical stagnation and mental fatigue. Why do we continue to subject ourselves to this quiet torture? The solution is not to completely abandon the modern world and live in the wild. The solution is to recognize the chair for what it truly is, a highly specialized tool that must be used with extreme caution. We must actively de-chair our environments. You can choose to stand during your next phone call. You can set a timer to walk around for 2 minutes every half hour. You can replace your standard desk with a standing variation, or choose to sit on the floor while watching television. Tiny movements, repeated consistently throughout your day, can completely break the sitting trap. What will happen if you choose to stand up right now? Your brain will immediately notice the difference. The moment you stand, electrical activity surges back into your leg muscles. Your heart rate increases slightly, pumping a fresh wave of oxygen-rich blood straight into your constricted cerebral vessels. Your body begins to produce the neural fertilizers necessary to repair your hippocampus and sharpen your focus. Your posture opens up, sending a clear signal to your nervous system that you are safe, confident, and capable. You instantly reclaim your evolutionary heritage as a creature of motion. Will you let a piece of furniture dictate the future of your mind tonight? When you finally finish your work, you will likely look at a chair. You will see it as a place of rest, comfort, and safety. But now you know the hidden truth. The chair is a beautifully designed cage for your intellect. Your brain is waiting for you to move, to explore, and to live outside the boundaries of a four-legged platform. Right now, you are sitting down, but your mind is finally ready to stand up.